Thank you. So now I have to change my hat from the chair to the presenter. I will make a presentation which is mainly devoted to the activities that we made with the Chamber-Aids project, but I will try to pinpoint some of the topics which are of interest for e-infrastructures in general, and specifically for the national research and education networks and the regional networks as well. So first of all, some short information on Chamber-Aids, and then the vision and actions and use cases. Then I will spend some time on challenges and the solutions, and then I will draw my conclusions. So this general information is a European co-funded project. I want you to note that ASREN is one of the important partners in this project. It represents the Arab region in a context in which we have essentially all the countries, all the regional organizations in the world, from Latin America to Asia and China, India, and so on. So it's very, very important community that is trying to coordinate activities of infrastructure around the world. Now, the starting point was the observation that there were a lot of activities and projects. Some of them were co-funded by the European Commission, some others were funded by local funding in different regions of the world, and there was some need to find out some coordination and harmonization of these infrastructures in order to find out how to collaborate and try to interoperate. And this is because the interoperation and collaboration is for the benefit of scientific collaboration, which are now collaborations which go beyond the limits of a single country, beyond the limits of the single region. There are many, many times global collaborations in which researchers from different continents work together on the same topic. They want to exchange ideas, they want to exchange data, they want to exchange tools, they want to collaborate. So the mission is not to only disseminate tools and best practices, but also to promote those tools and practices in order to reach interoperability among different regional infrastructures. And of course, we would like to have ideas on how to go beyond the limits of this project, try to figure out how to define a path towards a global infrastructure ecosystem, which of course will be beneficial for the virtual research communities. Let me quickly, some of these things have been already said during the day, so I will not spend too much time into that. But of course, as you imagine, the infrastructures, they are important because they support geographically distributed communities. And they are the tools to enhance international collaboration and promote the collaboration in other fields, which are scientific fields for starting, but they can go beyond the scientific fields, and they can go into education, they can go into community of industry, innovation, and so on. And in this way, we can reduce disparity and have all the researchers working at their own institution together with other researchers in other regions of the world, sharing tools, sharing laboratories, sharing knowledge in order to progress very quickly towards a better science and towards innovation. So one of the first points to address is to increase the interoperation. So we started defining ways in which the European grid infrastructure, EGI, had to interoperate with other regions of the world. So we started proposing essentially two possibilities. One was a integrated resource infrastructure in which you can cooperate into entering into the AGI infrastructure, and another one is to have peer-to-peer agreements with usage of resources across the two regions. And these are the two different approaches which have been used for India, for example, and the other regions of the world, including Africa and our Arab region, in which we created this regional operating center for Africa and Arabia. So the clouds and for research and education, also in this field, you need to federate several resources which are coming from different clouds with different middlewares, with different software. And the idea is to have the possibility to create clouds which are federated and which provide resources to virtual research community independently from the middleware, independently from the geographical deployment of these infrastructures. And this was one of the demonstrations which has been done in the first year of the project. And another important item is data. This has been already addressed during the conference. And important thing is to know where is the data. And in the project we have collected a knowledge base which includes not only information regarding infrastructures, but also information regarding open access repositories of document and open access data repositories, and recently also educational information repositories. You can have this in different forms from the map in which you can pick up one of those pins and get information regarding that specific data or repository. And you see the yellow markers are those repositories which have been discovered by the project and added into the database. The others were already imported from other projects like OpenAir. Another important thing is to authenticate users. I mean, if you have tools, if you have applications, if you have services, you need to authenticate users. And in order to do that, it is important that you have a federated identity systems in which you have trust on to the, to the organization where these users belong. And it is important because you create a sort of harmonized system which is by far not homogeneous, as I can tell you. You leave to the organization to trust the person and to decide which is the system they use in order to identify the person. It can be a smart card, it can be a user and password, it can be, the fingerprint or whatever. The important thing is that the organization checks the identity and reports to you the information that the identity has been checked, and you trust them. And then when you trust them, you know that the person is what he claims to be. And you can give access to those people to your services, knowing who they are. And one of the applications of this identity system was made using science gateways, in which we use standards in order to provide applications to different applications to users. And the application can be run on different systems, from grid system to cloud and to clusters or whatever. And the important thing is that the user is completely, ignorant from the underlying infrastructure. It doesn't have to know the details on how the infrastructure is built. They simply need to know how to use the application and how to get their credentials. And another important achievement was to create a process, a model for reprocessing data from identifying the data to our knowledge base. You can get the information on who has processed this data, which is the program that is needed in order to process this data, where are these data, and you can use this information to reprocess this data and to produce new document or new publications or even new data. And you can possibly use permanent identifiers in order to tag this data uniquely and retrieve those data with a unique identifier. In order to check all these things, we have selected 5 use cases in different regions of the world. From Africa, societal health and well-being domain has been selected, and from Latin America, an astroparticle domain. GROMACS has been selected in India, and important in the Arab region, an ab initio calculation on quantum chemistry has been selected, and you will see a presentation on this in a while after my presentation. And then 3-threader process has been selected from China. So once you have those applications, once you have the infrastructures, you can have a lot of technology at your hand. Network, cloud, identity federation, science gateway, and you have to manage all those things in the same environment. So the new national research and education networks, also regional networks, should provide all these things together. So it is not only possible to reach those things by very high connectivity, very high bandwidth, but sometimes you need some services on top of it. Of course, this comes with some challenges. Providing applications on portals and science gateways exposes these services to the final users, and so this may pose some scalability to the support system that NRANs should provide to their users. But this, of course, can be tackled by involving the users' communities, because, of course, NRANs cannot be experts of all the applications. So you need to agree with the user community how they can support their users on top of the infrastructures that you provide. And finally, the data access, of course, is another important piece of the puzzle. Of course, you still need high bandwidth and low latency in order to access easily this data. But you also need to identify and to treat those data properly. So you need catalogs, you need harvesting metadata, and you need models for data reprocessing. So a few challenges and solutions for us. We need to make data repository open and accessible. And in order to do that, we have to follow standards. And exposing them, of course, a possibility is that you expose them in our knowledge base. You need to make access to applications and present these services easily to the users, and the Science Gateway approach is our solution to that. You have to identify the users by means of identity federations, and there is a lot of work that has been already done in the context of European projects, which has been widened to a large community around the world, and EduGain is the top community in this respect. And of course, you need also to identify your data as you identify the people. So you should possibly use persistent identifiers in order to be able to retrieve your data or to show how to reach your data to other people. So let me draw my conclusion. I have been quite quick, I hope, so I probably saved some time. So the Chainred vision is to provide a series of actions to coordinate activities of infrastructure among regional infrastructures. We are pushing solutions for interoperation, for science gateways, for identity federations and standards. And we have successfully demonstrated some applications like federated cloud and the DART model. And we have been selecting during this last year 5 use cases which are supported and which already show successful implementation of the project vision. So the project, of course, is now trying to build a coherent vision on top of this achievements, and is willing to propose a plan for the final part of its activity that will end by May next year. Of course, if you have the possibility to join us and to provide your vision about these topics, we are very happy to discuss with you and to collaborate with you. Thank you very much for your attention. Now I change my hat again, and I change also the microphone.